Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. It's 5 o'clock, so we're going to get started right away. My name is Rebecca Miner, and I am the superintendent for Edmonds School District. And I'm really happy tonight to be here, hopefully to gather some insight from you, as well as share a little bit about our district. Before we begin, I want to introduce our Spanish interpretation and allow him to introduce himself and explain how to access Spanish interpretation. So Ben, take it away. Thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate that. We can go ahead and move on to the next slide, and this will give us an overview of what is an entry plan. Well, an entry plan is a really strategic way for a superintendent to come into a district. In my mind, superintendents are always the guest in a district. There are always going to be families, maybe not always. Sometimes the superintendent comes from within the community, but it's relatively rare. So there's always going to be here when you're coming into a community, people who have more experience in the community, who have worked there longer, certainly lived there longer. So completing an entry plan allows me to really engage in deep and meaningful two-way conversations with our stakeholders and with the people who live in our district. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to meet with many people. You're going to hear a little bit more about that later. It's a research-based methodology. Unfortunately, superintendents do tend to turn over a bit, so there's some research around entry plans. My hope is that the entry plan, the work of the entry plan, will help us realize the goals of our strategic plan. The entry plan isn't a way for us to take a hard right or left turn. It's a way for us to just actualize and achieve those aspirations as quickly as we can. And I'm going to be using an entry plan protocol with defined questions, which you're going to hear in a little bit, to gain multiple perspectives about the Edmonds School District. So I want to start first with a little bit about our strategic plan. And I'll start with our vision. Our vision talks about what we call our 3 E's: equity, engagement, and excellence for each and every student. And then we'll move on to our mission. And our mission talks about how we advocate for each and every student by providing learning environments that embrace their cultural and linguistic diversity as an asset that will prepare them for success as lifelong learners and responsible world citizens. This mission and vision were in place before I came to the district and were the work of a collaborative process. There are 3 goals of the strategic plan. The first goal, goal 1, is for our students. And most globally, this is to build and sustain an instructional system that promotes a learning culture of high expectations, belonging, and belief in all students. Each and every student graduates ready for success at the next level in school, career, and global citizenship. If you're interested in learning more about our strategic plan, there is a webpage on our website, and I hope you'll join us there on that page if you really want to take a little bit of a deeper look at our strategic plan. Goal 2 is for our staff: provide enrichment, training, and professional development for all staff members to develop and implement the conditions that empower students to grow, thrive, and achieve each year. So this is enabling our staff to have the best tools possible to work with our students. And finally, goal 3, for our families and the communities we serve: embrace reciprocal partnership with our families to meet them where they are and honor and respect their cultural and lived experiences. Communicate and partner with community members so they understand their role in supporting the students in our district. I really do firmly believe that our children are our community's greatest treasures, and that working together, all of us, we can best serve those students. So again, if you have additional questions about our strategic plan, strongly encourage you to go onto our website, take a look, and you'll see lots of places where you can learn more. So there's a few phases of the entry plan that this webinar is a part of. I've already completed the pre-entry. That was from my selection to July 1st. Was really an opportunity to, decide which groups I'd be working with, introduce myself to as many groups as possible. From July 1st to October 30th, I'll be meeting with a variety of groups like this one, encouraging people to participate and hopefully gathering just as much data as I possibly can. Already had many people participate in this, and I'm so grateful to them for their insights. Then I'll be doing some data analysis in November. And in December, I'll be sharing a report that I've written based on what I've learned from doing the entry plan and the data I've received, as well as some preliminary recommendations for consideration. The entry plan asks 4 questions. And those 4 questions are, what should I know about Edmonds School District and the communities we serve? What are aspects of our district that should be preserved? If we don't pay attention to those things that we're doing well and continue to take care of them, we risk harming those things that are already going really well. This one in particular is something that you may want to really contribute to. Sometimes people say, gosh, I don't know if I have anything to put on the table about this entry plan because I'm new to the district. Well, sometimes people who have been in the district a really long time don't realize that not all districts are doing a certain thing. So maybe someone who's coming in from somewhere else more recently would say, we should really keep this thing because I've seen other places that don't do this. And so that might be, even if you think I'm pretty new, I might not have anything to put on the table. That's a great place where you can help. Number 3 is, what are the key issues facing our school system which need attention? What do we need to be paying attention to? What needs additional thought? What needs decision making? And number 4, how can I be most helpful in my role as superintendent? If you've been a community member here for a while, you've been through multiple superintendents. Maybe you've seen some things you loved that the superintendent did. Maybe you got to meet them at a community event, and maybe there's just something that you feel could really support our community from my role. And I'd love to hear that from you. So I'm meeting with a lot of groups, and there's the last bullet is one you can really help me on, but I'll go through all of them. I'm meeting with each school staff, in process with those meetings now. Each department, so like our transportation department, food and nutrition services, community-wide meetings, including one virtual. That's what we're in right now. I'll be at a couple of the libraries and another one of our schools, open community meetings. Community partner organizations, so those are some of our like Rotary clubs, those types of groups. And then there's a form on our website. If you are a member of a group, this is where you can really help me. If you are a member of a group who you think they love to learn about schools or they have insights they'd like to give about schools, you click on that button on the website and it takes you to a simple form that says, what is the group and who can be a contact person for me with that group. And I will reach out to them and see if they'd be willing to have me come and do this same presentation for them so that they can provide their insights and contribute as well. This is an area where I know so many of you have connections that I don't yet have in the community, and I would love to have the opportunity to participate with some of those other groups. When you go to the website, on the next slide, you'll see what it looks like when you select, when you decide to participate in the survey. So it asks you to check any role that applies for you. If you are a staff member, it's optional that you specify your school or department. And then there's just those 4 open-ended questions that I gave you. You can answer one of them, all of them, or a couple of them. You won't, It isn't skip logic, so you don't have to answer the one before to get to that one. If you want to, although many people are not doing this, if you want to classify your idea within a theme. So for example, I give there, your theme might be paint colors. You'd write down paint colors, and then maybe your idea is, we really need brighter paint colors. This is something that needs our attention. I kind of try to give a ridiculous example so that everybody doesn't get that too deep in their mind. And maybe someone else's theme around paint colors is, we need calmer paint colors. But it just helps me, as I am looking at literally hundreds of answers to this survey, to quickly begin to think about where those answers might belong. On the next page, I have a website that is a way to stay informed about this work. It has a schedule of upcoming events. This is where you can find the button to recommend another group. It also is where you'll find the report published. And so there's a lot of information there about the entry plan that I hope you'll peruse. And then this is how you can get to the entry plan. And I realize, just as I'm delivering this, I don't think this is on our website yet, but we will put this on our website in case you can't get it up just quickly enough. You can either use this QR code and you can scan that now, and it will take you to that Google form that I showed you earlier, or you can go to bit.ly/all-caps-entry plan, and it will take you there. But we'll put this up on the website so that you can access it there as well. If you go to our website and just click on the entry plan page, it will get you there. And you can just put into the search bar entry plan if you would like to. Maybe some things are coming up for you and you've got other questions for me. On the next slide, you can see it says email district. There's also a place for you to email me directly on our website. If you go to the superintendent's page, you can click on a button that says email the superintendent, or you can contact staff through this email district, and we'll get someone to be able to, maybe your question is not for me directly, but it's about something else in the district. We will make sure from this email address to get your question wherever it needs to go. I also am really trying to keep up with updating my superintendent page on the district website. So if you have questions, you can always go there to learn more. And that's all the information I have for you tonight. I really hope that you'll consider lending me your insights. You are the experts in the district, and I would love to hear from you about those 4 questions and anything else you'd like to include there. We'll leave that up for just a minute for you to write it down or take a picture or enter the bit.ly, or I'm sorry, enter the QR code. And I look forward to hearing from you.